Hi, I'm Abby from RTINGS.com. Today we'll be doing a review of the Logitech MX Mechanical. We'll be evaluating it on our standardized test bench to see how it performs and if you should buy it. The Logitech MX Mechanical marks the first entry into mechanical keyboards for Logitech's premium MX Office series. You might know this lineup from the popular MX Master mice, which have been gracing company-branded mousepads since 2015, or from its non-mechanical flagship keyboard, the MX Keys. The MX series is a lineup of productivity powerhouses designed to optimize your workflow, and the MX Mechanical is no exception. We bought and tested the full-size version with Kailh low-profile brown switches installed. You can also get this keyboard with low-profile clicky blue or linear red switches. There's also a compact version available called the MX Mechanical Mini. First, we'll take a look at the design. At first glance, you'll notice it has a very dark and subdued color scheme with a nice font on the keycaps. The keycaps are made of ABS plastic with some texture on them for added grip. This will come in handy as ABS keycaps tend to become slippery and shiny from finger oils over time. The top plate is one piece of aluminum, while the chassis is solid plastic made of post-consumer recycled materials. The charging port is on the top right of the keyboard, next to the power switch. Now, if you couldn't tell, this board is one low rider with low-profile switches and low-profile keycaps. This is supposed to give better ergonomic support since your wrists aren't tilted up too high to reach the keys, and you can rest them directly on your work surface. However, if this is uncomfortable, you can always tilt the board using the incline feet at the bottom. Now we'll get into the test results. As this is an office keyboard, its extra features are pretty minimal. The function row doubles up as media and app keys, and there are screen brightness controls. There's also a dictation button for when you just don't feel like typing anymore. Where this keyboard really shines is in its wireless versatility. It comes with Logitech's new Bolt receiver, so you can use one Bolt receiver with other compatible Logitech devices. It's important to note here that the Bolt receiver is not the same as the unifying receiver, which was previously used with older Logitech products. You can pair the keyboard with up to 3 devices at once using a combination of the Bolt receiver and standard Bluetooth. You can also use this keyboard with the Logitech Flow software feature, which allows you to use one keyboard across multiple computers at once. So it's great if you have a laptop and a desktop in your setup. However, the Logitech Options Plus software is only available for Windows and Mac OS, so you can't use the Flow feature with other operating systems. Obviously, because this is a wireless keyboard, you'll have to charge it at some point. Thankfully, it won't be too frequent as Logitech advertises a battery life of up to 15 days with the backlighting on, or up to 10 months with it off. And since we're on the topic, this keyboard has white-only backlighting that illuminates the key legends, making them easy to read in the dark. It also has a hand motion sensor built into it, so the keyboard only lights up when your hands are nearby to conserve battery life. While this feature does make you feel a bit like a wizard, the sensor is a little too good and turns the lights off soon after you move your hands away, which can get a bit annoying. On to the typing experience. The low-profile switches have a shorter pre-travel distance than most standard, higher-profile mechanical switches. The specific switches in our unit are the Kailh Chalk V2 low-profile browns. They're meant to provide a tactile bump, but as you can see from our graph, this bump doesn't offer much, if any, resistance at all. Although the key press feels smooth throughout, it does feel a bit mushy due to the lack of resistance. Overall though, the switches are very light to type on, and you won't find your fingers fatigued. On this keyboard, Logitech removed the indented keycaps that were a hit on the MX keys. Instead, the keycaps on this unit are flat and low profile, looking more like a tile than your average keycap. Since the keys are flat, there isn't a lot of definition between them, so you may find yourself making more typos at first until you start to get a handle on the layout. All in all, the typing experience is satisfying for some, and not for others. If you're a fan of mechanical keyboards, you might find the low-profile switches too mushy and soft, rather than clacky and crisp. However, if you like the feeling of your laptop keyboard, then this will feel more elevated and satisfying. It's also good to note that because this was designed to be used in office environments, it's extremely quiet to type on. To demonstrate, I'll let our resident keyinist, Kelsey, take it away. So we've arrived at the main question. Should you buy this keyboard? At its price point, it's much more expensive than other mechanical productivity boards, and its build quality doesn't feel as satisfying as some other cheaper options. However, if you're already in a Logitech ecosystem with other Logitech productivity products, then this is an excellent choice as you only need one piece of software and one USB receiver to control everything on multiple devices. On the other hand, if you're new to mechanical keyboards and are thinking of getting one for your office to elevate your typing experience, we would recommend starting somewhere a bit cheaper. The Keychron K3 version 2 is a great starter choice that's very similar to the MX Mechanical, as it's also a low-profile wireless keyboard. While the K3 only comes in a compact size, you can find other size variants on Keychron's website. Otherwise, if you're just looking for a tried and true keyboard to use day in and day out, the classic Logitech MX Keys is always an option. This office staple uses scissor switches, so it feels more like a laptop keyboard than the MX Mechanical does, making it a good choice if you're coming from a laptop and aren't sure about spending the extra money on a mechanical unit. That's all for our review of the Logitech MX Mechanical. For more information, check out the written review over on our website.